start, I'd like to call the Finance Committee meeting of the City of Hudson for Monday, August 19th, 2013 to order. First order of business is consider the minutes of the previous meeting. Any changes or additions?
Move to approve.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next is consider claims. Claims for August 19th. We have a $303,508.15. Any changes, addition? Everyone received, I think from Neil, all the checks that were paid, bills that were paid. All those in favor, well, I guess I need a
Move to
motion.
approve.
I'll second. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Let me just see here. Next item on the agenda is consider application fees for operator's license. Consider application for operator's license. Issue sheet is August. You see in front of you Dylan Johnson, Kelsey Moe, Edwin Banks, Leanna Briggs, and Alexander Johnson.
Move for approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Those go from August 20th, 2013 to 6/30/15. All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. And to approve the issuance of a temporary operator's license to be used September 20th through the 22nd, 2013 at St. Pat's Parish Fall Festival to Sally Kaiser and Roger Prezel, Hudson.
Move for approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item on the agenda is consider application for a Class B retailer license for St. Patrick's Parish for the St. Patrick Fall Festival, September 20th through the 22nd, 2013. You have the application in front of you. I think this is probably the, 10th year they've done this? Maybe it's longer than that.
I'll move for approval.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item is consider proposal issue sheet for a new boat launch dock at City Park, at the Lakefront Park. The issue is one of the two docks at Lakefront Park was damaged beyond repair with the storm. Public Works has prepared the bid, and we went out and got bids. And the recommendation is to accept the bid of Brainerd Docks and Lift Company in the amount of $19,605 with the purchase of contingent upon the receipt of insurance funds from the city's insurance carrier. Tom, do you have anything else to add to that?
And the reason that we have the contingency on there is if for some reason the insurance doesn't pay for it, then we're gonna have to find a source for the money. We'll come back if for some reason.
We have one dock that's okay, that's working fine, and then this would be the second one, right? We've always had two? We've always had two. Okay.
I'll move we approve the recommendation from committee or staff.
Yep.
Second.
Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Keep going. Man. All right, next item. Consider specifications of the equipment for the MnDOT DOT equipment contracts for the purchase of a pothole patch recycler. Tom, why don't you come and explain this one to us? Do we have one now, and is this a replacement?
This is a replacement for the one we have now. We've had many issues with it, and last time we got a request to get repairs, it was going to be in over $5,000. We do have the machine running currently. After talking about this, bids and quotes that we got, we failed to incorporate the trade-in on the old asphalt trailer, so we just felt that it may be better if we send out RFPs and get quotes for prices for a new trailer then consider trade-in on that. So just want to throw that out tonight.
This does not have the trade-in?
No, we didn't.
How much do you think we'd get in trade-in?
We're looking at $3,500, maybe $4,000 is what we've kind of looked at, so.
I think that's one of the dangers when you buy off a state contract, there's a price there, but then if you want the vendor to accept that, that piece of equipment, it almost requires that you publicly bid it.
Because of the trade-in?
Right.
But some of these same vendors might.
Absolutely, and you probably will get a broad reach of vendors, because I think on the Minnesota State bid list, there are actually more vendors than the vendors that Tom received quotes for. So chances are we should have a fair, it's not like we're dealing with, one or two dealers for this type of equipment.
The first couple that we bid on, or got bid quotes were for the same size trailer. The other ones were for trailers that were a little bigger, but they contained the same options that we were looking for. So the first two are very close, but the other ones are probably a little different trailer than we were looking for. They just had the same options we were looking for. So if we publicly bid it, we'll just put our specifications out, and it would need to be a Class 2 advertisement for 2 weeks.
So
And
we're
then
probably looking the second meeting in September.
So then at that time, then we would also include the trade-in on that. We can use a current one, we just don't wanna use it over, too much. Once the fireboxes goes out on it again, then we probably won't get anything for it, so. We'll use it sparingly.
So you're asking us to put this out for public bid?
I think
Request.
that'd be a good idea.
Postpone.
Yeah, postpone it till you've advertised and get some bids on it.
Well, didn't we get bids on it right here?
We got bids, but it didn't include the
Trade-in.
trade-in. Although McQueen did say they would take a trade-in, but I don't know if we didn't really offer that.
Well, yeah, you didn't put that,
We
it's
can't
not
with a
encompassed in this Minnesota listing of vendors.
So I don't know what the proper procedure with
We
the
didn't actually
trade-in.
bid, we just pulled these
Right.
off the state.
So these are different numbers for different pieces of equipment. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you said they're different trailer sizes, and so now.
The first two are the same,
Right,
correct?
Yep.
and then the others
Or
are.
bigger trailer.
But with the same option, so we were a little
Yeah.
confused there, but there are probably a few more vendors out there with 4-ton trailers. We just have to get our specifications to see if they're interested in giving us a quote.
So you need a month, so I could table this, so I'll move to table this until the next
Well,
following
next,
September 16th meeting.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item, Tom, as long as you're up, is the consider bids receiving for emergency generator for City Hall. We have bid,
3 bids were received. Low bid was from B&B Electric, base bid of $54,480. We added some alternates. That was aluminum covering on the outside that'll help insulate the noise, and a couple items that would extend the warranty for that. And that total bid came to $57,580, and that's a turnkey project where they installed electric, gas, and it's up and running. For us.
Transfer switch and everything?
Automatic transfer switch should be included also.
I'll move for approval.
is there a second? So Tom, what are we gonna do with the old one?
The 1975 Army surplus generator that's on a trailer could be, I guess we could put it up for auction.
We might as well. I mean, there's no sense having it sit around.
Nope, we can certainly put that on public auction or advertise for it.
So let's talk about the new generator, and so it's not gonna be mobile, it's gonna be here.
It'll be stationary. Actually, it'll be sitting on the north side of the building, in between the 2 service doors, the maintenance door, and then the other door for the rear of the building where the EMS can get into entrance, the rear EMS.
Okay, so it's gonna supply all of City Hall, including the garage door openers for EMS?
Yep, actually, it's
Which was an
100
issue.
KW, and I think the peak KW that we've used even in the hottest summer months have been 59 or 69.
It's in the mid-60s, so
We're oversized, so it should be able to handle everything that we have at City Hall, and then even if we add future things in you know, the future, but items in the future, so.
And the other thing was the siren,
Yeah.
because that's relayed out of the EMS office, so that would
And
be.
that will also be
Yep.
operational.
Yeah, the vendor recommendation is that you never run at more than 80% of its capacity. So in theory, you know, if you wanted no margin for error, you could probably get an 80 kilowatt, but that's right at the limit. And, you know, depending upon future electrical loads and whatnot, you know, Tom's feeling was we better off go up to the 100 kilowatt.
Public Works.
And I mean, the difference in price is like $2,500. So, you know, it really wasn't that significant to buy that little bit extra insurance.
So does it cover the city garage or the city fire
She
station?
have one.
No,
They have
they
one.
actually, they have a generator on the south end of their building already, so.
Okay. So in the last 7 years, 8 years, how many times would we have used this generator?
Generally, it's in the summertime, of course, and this year was 2 or 3 times where, the last storm, of course, was down for several hours. City Hall, it was on a Thursday, Friday, so I know City Hall was down for 4 or 5 hours. And it happened a few times, shorter times than that this year, and then otherwise it's a few times a year.
Okay.
I think the other thing is after power comes back up, in order to get the IT department servers, it takes more time. You know, I think it took, what did Mike say, close to 4 hours?
To
So,
bring everything back up.
right, to bring everything back up.
Okay.
And even just occasionally, we'll have a powered,
Surge.
everything will just go off for like even 5 minutes, but it's kind of the same thing with the IT. We're waiting for 3, 4 hours before they're able to get us
So
back
this will
up.
automatically,
Right, Tom? It'll kick in as soon as the
And
power
kick
goes
in.
Yeah,
off.
as soon as there's a disruption in the electrical service from XL Energy, this will turn on automatically. It's included in this price, it's called the automatic transfer switch.
and do we need to construct anything to protect it, or is it just gonna be
Well, he said that's what
to
the,
the elements?
one of the
so-
bids is for aluminum. and
There'll be a
coach.
concrete
Okay.
pad that'll be put onto, and then all the plumbing, the gas line from the front of the building back, and then the wiring into the electrical panels.
And this includes all that?
Yes.
And we had 60 in the capital budget for this?
All right,
Any other questions or comments? Okay, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
just one more question. In
Yep.
theory, and this might be a stupid question, how long could we operate on that? You know? is there any-
Indefinitely, because
Definitely,
natural
as long as we
gas.
got natural gas.
The other, right, I mean, if the natural gas went out, then, but the one we have now is only whatever, we have to keep filling it with gas, correct, the old one?
Diesel.
Diesel
yeah.
fuel.
But, so in theory, as long as we have natural gas supply, it'll continue to operate.
Okay,
Okay,
thanks.
all right. Item 8 is consider bids for the street maintenance project. Tom?
Whoop, hang on a minute.
We were the only, we received one bid, huh?
Coming up here.
Farner,
We received one bid from Farner Asphalt. My thing isn't coming up, I'm sorry. Hopefully I'll do it from memory, the streets that we're gonna do maintenance on this year.
I can read them off. Jody Circle, Ruby Road, White Pine Trail, Hunter Hill, Wisconsin Street to Grandview. Flex patching is from St. Croix Street from First to 11th Street, Dyke Road. And route and seal, crack seal and flex patching, Vine Street to Wisconsin, or Wisconsin to Carmichael. 7th Street, Bridge to Summer, Stage Line Road, Coach Light to Bridge.
I just got it up
Got
now.
it up?
So, that is correct, so that's a project that will be starting probably in September. Actually, it's probably better to do that when it's a little cooler, but due to the, running into the late season, seal coating really isn't recommended, and their schedule was pretty full, so, we're gonna do all the crack filling this fall, probably starting in September. And then items B and C, will be seal coating those streets, next year.
Tom-
Excuse me, Hunter Hill Road also will be seal coated.
Okay. Have we done
St.
any,
Croix Street, Dyke Road won't be, Vine Street, 7th Street, Stage Line. I think that's, might be, we'll have to talk about that next year, but we'll do the seal coating next spring at any rate.
Okay. Have we talked at all in Public Works about the, by the school on, Vine Street as far as putting a right turn lane into the school as we're heading east on, Vine Street?
I think it was a decision we made a while ago that, you know, to do that restriping, we were
Yep.
gonna wait for a street project or something to come along, so.
Okay.
This year we'll do the crack filling from Wisconsin out to Carmichael. Next year, when we seal coat that, I think we should consider doing them. At that time, we'd have to repaint anyway,
Right.
then at that time, we could probably look at putting in the right turn lane and changing those medians and things like that.
'Cause there's plenty of room there, isn't there?
I
At
think
least I
there's
think there is.
adequate room.
I think the other thing, the conversation that we had from the initial meeting with, on Wisconsin Street with SEH.
Yep.
There was some discussion about that intersection and options for that intersection, so I think they may look at that as part of their project too.
Okay.
Again, I think it's unacceptable that we gotta postpone and go to spring with this. Whether they're busy or not, it's our fault if we've dragged our feet on this once again. These projects have gotta start earlier, come to us earlier, and we need
I
to
think
approve them.
we had the projects early enough. It was just waiting for the capital funding.
Okay.
And I mean, this year we spent a lot of time on the 5-year
Great.
plan, and I think that slowed everyone.
Got
I
our
mean, it
money,
was,
we've got our money set for 2014, so we'll be able to start in January as soon as you guys approve whatever you're gonna approve,
yeah,
getting quotes, so we can
but I
do it.
mean,
Yep.
it's, you know, we were the ones that didn't have the capital funding in place. It wasn't Tom.
I'm sorry?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Lots. They're about the only ones, aren't they, that do this?
I'm surprised that more companies don't bid. I
Yep.
really am, so I think next year we'll try to even go out more than, you know, if we can contact some local people here. It just seems like that St. Croix River is a barrier from Minnesota people. And, you know, last year I contacted a few companies in southern Wisconsin, and they seem like Eau Claire is kind of the cutoff for some of the bigger companies down at, you know, in the southern Wisconsin, so.
Okay, would we have a motion to approve the, 109,049?
There's a motion, I'll make a motion.
Okay?
I'll
Is there-
second.
There was a motion
There
already?
was a motion?
No, I don't think so. And Lori seconded. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Item 9 is the recommendation to fill Public Works maintenance position.
At your meeting last week, you directed these two positions be brought back for, with more of a formal, proposal. So we've got the street maintenance and the parking attendant position. Basically, this is authorizing me to start the process and make the hire. Not me personally, but get the process done.
Any questions on that?
It's basically what we agreed to at the 13th.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yep.
Move to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next is the parking meter attendant, same issue that we talked about before.
Yes.
Okay, is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a
Second.
second? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Item 11 is the contract with the River Valley Deer Management Committee. Tom, have you talked with Alon Faya at all on this?
I have not.
Okay,
Yeah, this came through Jan,
okay,
so they wanted to at least get it on the agenda if there were any issues or questions, get it on now, so there was time.
So we have no idea what size the herd is, gone up, gone down?
I guess we have to wait.
If
Tom,
you have, yeah, if you've got questions, we certainly could have Jan get
Have-
out with Alon.
have you, why
What?
don't you come on up?
Don't we
Just-
have a deer committee?
Yes, we do.
It's 80 deer per square mile.
And what do we have now? Do we know?
Is there any indication, Tom, of the size of the herd, deer herd?
For the
I
last-
haven't talked to any of the game wardens around lately, so.
Well, this is just a paper copy of the contracts we've done in the past, so
Last 2
the
years.
numbers could be up or down.
Yep. So the question is, do we want to continue the program or not?
Have we had a reduction in accidents of deer, car deer accidents?
I know Marty's on the board also, or on the committee, I don't know.
I believe that the amount of deer they shot last year was lower than the year previously, so
Yep.
the numbers are reduced. Car deer crashes, I don't have those figures in front of me, I can't tell you exactly, but I would imagine we'll have 2 or 3 a year. It usually more often when the rut starts end of October, first part of November. And usually that's on these cornfields just out the edge of town. Well, every once in a while we'll get one at Burkmost Park, but not very often.
We get calls occasionally to pick up a deer, you know, that's been hit a few times, and we've had several this spring and last fall. Generally Cooley Road, some up on Laurel Ave or Grandview Drive, and along Carmichael
Yeah.
again.
And then sometimes on 94, they come out of Burkmost Park and go down the interstate.
Have had a few calls and complaints on people that live up in the Burkmost Park area. A lot of deer have been eating all the vegetation and flowers and shrubbery around their houses up in the Burkmost Park area. And then, of course, we get a lot in the, by the Catholic school and Grandview Park areas. That's where I hear the complaints.
Any thoughts on it?
Well, I'm in favor of doing it again this year. It would be good to get some sort of update, and I don't know, are you on the deer?
It was, but yeah, like he said, the numbers were lower than the year before.
I think it was 40 this year, or last year. Does that sound like the right number?
50.
For 2013, it's designed to reduce it by
50.
50,
I
estimated.
think last year they had 40, the year before they had 62. Would that
Yeah,
be?
40,
sound-
I wanna say it was in the 30s, but
Okay.
it would've been the high 30s, I think.
Yep.
I just think it's the kind of thing we have to sort of stick with and see if the numbers level out and diminish.
The DNR has to approve this too, don't they? As far as the DNR approves the,
The issuance of the permits to the city,
Yep.
correct?
so if there was a reduction or too far a reduction, they could say, no, we're not gonna allow you to do this in the city limits.
Yeah, the paper says they estimate Hudson has 80 deer per square mile, and the DNR says a healthy population would be 20 to 30. Yeah, so it sounds like.
Is that in the contract?
Yeah.
That's in this,
First
this is
page.
kind of, yeah,
Under
An
origin,
update.
Randy, on the first
Mm.
page?
yeah.
Is there a motion to approve the contract?
I'll
it-
make a motion.
I'll second.
Could we get an update though, maybe
I've
from
got a
Lon
note here.
before? Yeah,
Yep.
it'd
Of
be
what they
good.
did last year and what the estimates are.
There's
Okay.
still deer around. They're not gone completely, but it would be good to get an idea.
Well, are we trying to eradicate them?
At least get it down to what the healthy population should be.
Yeah.
I'm just saying they are still around. I'm not at all.
Any other discussion or comments? I've had one of the individuals hunting on my land, don't even know he's there. So,
Is that because of his clothing, or?
what time he goes in the morning. All those in
Camel.
favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Any items for future agenda items that you'd like to put on the agenda? If not, I'd like a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
We're adjourned. Thank you.